It's the first weekend of the new calendar year, and the Darien Blue Wave welcomes in Rhode Island powerhouse Pilgrim High School and Tollgate High School, a.k.a. Warwick Co-op, to the Darien Ice House on this Saturday afternoon on the DAF Media Network. Hi, everybody. Joined alongside Will Johnson. I'm Braden Shank. And Will, Warwick, Darien, the first time these teams have ever met, but they're both having great seasons. What do you think we're going to see on Showcase tonight?
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be a game that Darien they cannot go into thinking this is, going to be, can't have, it's a trap game somewhat, as some would call it, as, this is not a team they know much about, as you said, first time ever meeting. So other teams in the FCX, they can, scout on, and they played them before. This one's going to be a little different. So maybe a high-scoring affair is what I would predict. Is both defenses are going to be surprised a bit by what their opponent brings.
Warwick comes in 4-3-0, most recently falling to the LaSalle Academy Rams last night. That's a name that Darien is very well familiar of. The Rams came to the Darien Ice House last year and took down the Wave 2-1. The Wave went 0-2 in their two Rhode Island games last year against Bishop Hendricken and LaSalle. This year adding Warwick to the schedule, and Darien is looking to keep the hot streak alive, 4-0-1, tying in a great game to Fairfield on Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great game. We unfortunately were not able to get that on the DAF Media, but did hear it was a very close, I believe it was a tie in that game. And speaking, as you said, 0-2 last year in the Rhode Island games. I think Darien, for those players that were on the team last year, which is most of this roster, they cannot let that get to their heads, as, regardless of what team this is, they cannot have in their head that they went 0-2 last year against these Rhode Island teams. This is a completely new battle.
And looking at the out-of-state competition for Darien, they have not won an out-of-state game as far as records date back to 2004. I have them at 0-12 in out-of-state games, so they're looking to change that here against this Warwick team. And as for the, I'm not sure if we're giving a mascot or not, but the Warwick Co-op team, a mix of students from Pilgrim High School and Tollgate High School. They had a rough year last year, 1-11-2, but they're back this year. They took down Bishop Hendricken, and they're a dominant force for the Rhode Island Interscholastic League title this season.
Yeah, for sure. And as we go to introductions, just before we say this, or before we start this game, excuse me, as you said, not letting the 0-2 get to their head. How about the 0-12? That's something that's probably going to stick in the back of their minds. They got to not let that affect them.
So we're now going to send you down to the ice for the player introductions and national anthem on this Saturday afternoon in Darien, Connecticut.
Tonight's game is sponsored by DAF Media and Darien
Teams will meet at their respective sides, getting ready for battle here tonight. Warwick and Darien, the first ever meeting between these two schools. Very quiet crowd inside the Darien Ice House on a Saturday night, but Darien clearly has the fan advantage, and they're going to look to take advantage of the home field advantage, or home barn advantage. That is, Will Johnson.
Yeah, I know. As you said, not a packed house, for either side, but particularly for Rhode Island, not a ton of people, as expected, probably going to come make this trip out here. But shout out to the loyal Darien faithful who came out on this Saturday night to support them. I think that's definitely going to help Darien. But this is definitely going to be an interesting game, as as we've been talking about, these two teams really don't know much about each other, and it's really just going to come down to who can adjust, as well as the fact who's just going to play harder.
It is indeed for Rhode Island, the 129-mile bus trip, 2 hours and 5 minutes just for this one game against Darien. And they're going to be ready to go, Mike Boyagin's squad.
Yeah, me personally, I don't know if I'm making that bus ride, but that's just me. I don't know.
Well, a couple Warwick Co-op faithfuls made the journey out. And again, you say they don't know much about each other, but what they do know is that Warwick took down Bishop Hendricken and handed the Hawks their only loss of the season. And Bishop Hendricken, they're the heavy, hard-hitting favorites for the Rhode Island Interscholastic League Championship this year, or the Rhode Island State Champion. Although the last time they came to Connecticut, they went up to Bennett Rink and played the Notre Dame West Haven Green Knights and lost that 7-1. So they're looking for better fortunes inside the Nutmeg State as we are underway on this Saturday night. Warwick Co-op controls it first with Pizzullo. Warwick Co-op in their road black jerseys with the white numbering. Darien in their home whites with the blue numbering to get us started. We're going to take a look at the starting lineups in this one for both of these squads. First with the Warwick Co-op team, they've got Kavanaugh, Clemens, and Barlow on the starting forwards. Followed by Pizzullo and O'Day.
It's a big hit from Lancaster there. Sorry to cut you off, Braden, but Lancaster went up high there and got Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh shakes that one off, but Lancaster's going to the boxes. 33 seconds in, Lancaster on the first line there. We'll get the call in a minute. It might have been elbowing or just a high hit, but or cross-check, but Darien here already on the penalty kill.
Not a great start for the Wave, and here's Warwick looking to go on top. Pizzullo, the shot on net, stopped by Quinn Creppin, the junior, first-year starter for the Wave. This is his third game on the season, makes another save right there. Most recently got the start in the Winter Classic against Greenwich, and he shut out the Cardinals by the final score 1-0, made quite a lot of saves in that one. That one just past the stick of Ryan Barlow, the big winger junior from Pilgrim High School. 6 goals to his name on the season. Team's leader and second in the state of Rhode Island.
Yeah, here's a good look. As Creppin, first 2 shots he's faced, good, he handled them with ease, but that's a big thing with Creppin I've noticed is can't get in his own head, but if when he's locked in, and he can make a really big impact on this game. It's going to depend on how he plays.
Shafino loses it. Eventually grabbed by Clemens. Warwick Co-op now. Off to the wing. Shafino looking for the centering pass by the stop by Creppin. What a save. And Ryan Barlow asserting his dominance on that, but Creppin turns him away.
As I said early, you want to see Quinn Creppin play well if you're the Blue Wave. Is that right pad, the one-timer, Quinn Creppin was able to stretch that right pad out, get just enough on it.
This Warwick team definitely has the size to them. Got 38 seconds left on the power play. Up to Pizzullo. Shot from point. Fighting through and staying with it. Trying to make one nice move. He's looking to get it off to number 7, Gerard Schaferno, a senior from Tollgate High School. Shot there, stopped by Creppin. Was looking for the one-timer, was Mulaney.
Wow, is he seeing the puck well. Creppin, a lot of action going on in front as Darien 10 seconds away from this kill, but a lot of that's thanks to Quinn Creppin. You see this team has been throwing shots at him all this first period, the beginning so far, and he's handled with ease. Here's a chance.
Turn over the shot there. Deflected up by Jonathan Naraki, the first-year senior. Naraki had a look on that and couldn't quite get the shot on the junior goaltender, Braxton Bragg.
Yeah, Naraki, if he gets going, as I've said this in the past, he's one of the most skilled new players on this team, as well as Jack Mariska, who just came onto the ice. He's been a real spark plug for the Wave. When he gets on, he can definitely make stuff happen.
Can't forget also about the senior first-year player, Tyler Rakeen, and his 3 goals for Darien.
100%.
Really just shows you what MacBud can do with his new talents.
I think Rakeen's got the best shot on the team, just in terms of just straight power and accuracy.
After seeing him at the Wonderland against Fairfield Prep, it's pretty tough to argue that. As Schwinn shoots it to Bragg, who makes the stop. Bragg, he had 28 saves in the win against Bishop Hendricken. The last win for the team, that was right before the holiday break on the 30th, so last Friday.
And you can just tell these Rhode Island teams, they're very skilled with their stick handling, with the puck. Darien's, they're going to have to match them with that today. As here's the guy you want with it if you're, the Pilgrim Co-op.
One knocked off by Gardner Ely.
The Warwick Co-op,
Warwick Co-op consisting of players of Pilgrim High School and Tollgate High School. They are wearing the colors of the Pilgrim Patriots.
Yeah. Here's another chance. Wow.
The one difference, the town of Warwick crest on their chest. And the black jerseys looking for the centering pass to Schwind.
Yeah, this is going to be a high, I can already tell, high fast-paced game, high scoring.
George Persinger getting his first touch to Schwind. He's knocked to the ground by Pizzullo. That's Ethan Pizzullo, the senior from Pilgrim High School. Bronca now in the zone. Jonathan Araki looking to get it. Along the boards, Bronca. A two-man game between Bronca and Naraki. McKee now. Shot from Rakeen, just wide.
There's that nice shot from Rakeen. We got to see it firsthand there as Bronca's look was taken away.
This time Rakeen was in this Darien Ice House, 2 goals against the Northwest Catholic Lions. So he's looking to keep his hot stretch inside this Ice House. Only the second home game for Darien on the season. They've played 4 road games at Hamden, at Prep, at Greenwich, and at Fairfield. They're technically at the Wonderland of Ice in Bridgeport. Shot there frozen by Bragg.
Like that take from Lancaster. You just got a good shot from the high slot, little wrister, and it was gloved away by Bragg. But that's a good take from Lancaster on the first line today. You want to see that confidence.
Braxton Bragg is going to be a tough goaltender for Darien to beat. The 93 save percentage this season. On the Darien side of things, a 94 save percentage. Quinn Kreppen. So the offenses are going to come out firing, and it's a matter of what the goalies can do. Here's Ryan Barlow, the shot. Stopped by Kreppen.
If you're Barlow, I know he's one of the best scorers in the state of Rhode Island, but he's got to get a little closer there as Kreppen just made that look easy.
Chris Davis along the wing, turned away by Charlie Clemens. Grabbed by Shafino. It's Gerard Shafino, the senior. There's Asa Beach. Lancaster putting the pressure on.
Darren's need a full change here, much needed fresh legs.
Gonna bring it out. Here's Holland now. Looking to get it to Matt Fisher. Fisher, another senior first-year player for MacBud's team.
And Fish can be a total hit or a miss player. Not that he misses much, but when he's on, he can really make plays happen, and he just electrifies this Darien bench when he does. He's a really well-liked player on this team. New, senior, second or third liner, and he steps up when needed.
It's always great to have those guys on the roster that can really build to the team chemistry and get the team up when things aren't looking great, and that's exactly what Matt Fisher does for this Darien team. Plus, he's got a lot of great hockey talent out on the ice that you can't forget about.
Here he is.
Whitaker coming out for the wave now, looking to pass it off to Holland. Holland keeps it in the zone. Good pass, finds its way down to Whitaker. Whitaker, the shot stopped by Bragg.
It's a really good save and really good move from Whitaker, but Bragg was just ready for that one. Got enough on it.
And that one is Jack Mariska, the freshman. He's a player that head coach MacBud is really excited to have on his team this year.
And I would be too, because he's one of the most fun, flashy players to watch in this team. Is him and Schwind on the same line. I love that move. Silkiest mitts on the team on the same line.
Schwind was a player that really made a breakout name for himself last year as a sophomore, coming back for Darien this year.
Yeah, last year he was more of a defensive player. They moved him to forward for a couple games in the playoffs, and he scored a huge goal in their win over Northwest Catholic last year in the playoffs. Yeah, so he's definitely a really skilled player on both the offensive and defensive side of the end, very versatile, and you'd love to see that from Chuck Schwind.
Chuck Schwind. What a nickname. I remember him last year against LaSalle with that big slap shot he took, tying the game up.
Yeah.
In last year's out-of-state contest against the Rams. There's Pizzulo now. Over to Menard.
Darien just seems to have their eyes on the refs at all times. I feel like when Darien plays, they always hit it at the refs, unfortunately.
There's Tommy Bronco, the senior captain. Bragg's going to watch it out. Grabbed by Grosguth. My apologies. Jonathan Araki looking to clear out. Instead, turns it over to the Warwick co-op squad. Crepin's going to come out, hand it off to Ely. Grafton Ely. Hail Mary down ice to Bronca, and here comes another full line change for the Wave.
Yeah, this is different line. Little Persinger, Tarrant, and Lancaster here. Like to see how, along with Elders, like to see how they're going to see if their chemistry can get going.
There's Lancaster across the blue line. Gets tripped up. Chris Davis there for reinforcement.
Another good take from Elliott. It was a good pass from Chris, taken away.
Front of the net there. This one will now be grabbed by George Persinger, the sophomore. You can tell this Warwick team is coming out with some speed to them.
100%. They got some really skilled players. But Darien also has some skilled defenders.
There's Chris Davis now. The shot. That one is deflected out of play. But it's interesting to note, you look at this Warwick team, they're not like Bishop Hendricken and LaSalle in the sense that they're a private school. Pilgrim High School and Tollgate High School are the two public high schools of Warwick, Rhode Island. So they're not bringing kids in like Hendricken and LaSalle can.
This is just straight talent from public schools. As you can tell this year, these kids have already developed some chemistry, which is tough coming from two different schools.
Especially two arch rival schools. I was making the analogy, it was like if Darien and New Canaan made a co-op team and had to play together, especially that up until 2020, the big rivalry for both of these teams was Pilgrim Tollgate. And now they got to play on the same team.
Definitely tough, as you know, here's another line for getting their first touches. There's James Troy, Gavin Samame. That line had a big goal. Those two set up a huge goal against Prep. There's Samame on the receiving end from a pass from Troy. Really, really big goal that game, and I'm sure Coach Bud loved to see the youngins get involved.
Also out there's Lee Crody, the junior, getting some of his first playing time of the season. Tommy Holland now intercepted by Barlow. Double teamed on it now. Whitaker coming over, gets it out to the neutral zone. Schwinn applying the pressure.
Really strong forecheck there as Mariska just keeps the puck in the zone, sets up there he is again, setting up another potential opportunity.
Shot there, Bragg will pounce on it and freeze it. And Braxton Bragg has looked pretty impressive out there, Will Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. As Bragg, he is a junior, only 5'11", 175, looks big in those goalie pads, as every goalie does. Quinn Crepin, not the biggest either, but they can get their bodies in front of the puck. It's just how you got to be coordinated. It's not just size, although that helps as well.
Does indeed. Darien wins the faceoff in their offensive zone. Schwinn behind the net, over to Mariska.
This is the line you want if you're on the offensive end for Darien.
There's Warwick now. That's number 26 for the Pilgrims. Jackson Mont. The Pilgrims Titans. We can just start calling them that by both schools, Pilgrims Titans.
It's definitely going to be tough.
That's one thing I never know about these co-op teams, what you call them for their mascot.
Definitely. We'll just wing it.
Jonathan Naraki now. Over to Grafton Ely.
Well done to be kept in there by Rakeen. Really, really good play.
Shot there to nobody, was looking. Naraki.
Took a weird hop.
Gardner Ely fresh off the bench. Now to Tommy Hollins. Turn it over in the neutral zone. Grosguth now.
Yeah, and Tommy Hollins a really skilled player. He definitely, here's the thing with Tommy, he's just, he can make some, not always the smartest decisions at times, making big hits and sometimes trying penalties, but then there are moments where he really steps up. Like against Prep, he had a great goal. He's got a really good stick handle. If he can just keep those hits in check a little bit, I think he'd definitely be more beneficial, even more than he already is.
McKean on the shot, Shafino puts his body in front of it. Darien staying on the offense. 4 minutes left in the period. Ely down to Bronca. Stopped by Bragg. Holland coming over. Warwick now trying to get something. Here's Ryan Barlow.
It's a great pass.
Short pass finds its way over to Schifino. That's Chris Schifino, the sophomore.
Now this puck looking like a wet bar of soap here. Just no one can seem to get a real handle on it. It's really sloppy play from both teams. Both goaltenders showing up big, though, when needed to.
There's a game before this, New Canaan, Richfield. Puck was just as fast for the Tigers and the Rams. That's a team that Darien will play on Wednesday, New Canaan, and the Rams have looked pretty unstoppable so far this year, as here's the wave on it now. Chris Davis, the shot, stopped by the leg pad of Bragg. Along the boards, kept in by Beach. Beach from the blue line.
That's what Asa does. Sits in the top of that high slot. And as he throws it on net a lot, not always the fastest shot, but he's always there to set some stuff up in front, as we just saw there. Off the rebound, as here's the look from Chris Davis. Had time to think about this one and just threw it to the hip side, right hip of Bragg, who's able to get this pad on that one. Maybe a little bit of blocker as well.
He's off one by Warwick. That one will be frozen by Kreppen.
Yeah, this game's definitely, I think it can go either way right now. Both teams, I think, they're getting where they need to be. A lot of sloppy play, as I said, but, the pucks definitely ended up in the offensive zone for both teams. Both goaltenders have done their jobs, definitely, so far.
Face off one by Beach in the wave. Gets it to the neutral zone. Dumping it off is O'Day. Colin O'Day, the junior from Pilgrim High School. Now going the other way is James Troy, the freshman. After Neely keeping the pressure on. Through some traffic. Barlow now slowing it down. Ely loses his stick. Grabbed by his teammate Troy. Using the body is Ely. They're not able to clear it out. Here's Warwick with an opportunity. Kavanaugh watches that puck, rolls right to Kreppen, and he freezes it with the glove.
Yeah, I think Kreppen was able to get on that one as Kavanaugh was just poking at it, whacking at it. He made a really good move, and Asa does what he does best. Real scrappy player, not the biggest, but he's able to get his body in there. It just ties him up enough for that puck. Can't get a good shot. Kavanaugh couldn't get much on it, and Kreppen just covers up.
Rich Kavanaugh, 4 goals to his name on the season. The sophomore from Pilgrim High School. Front of the net, that one knocked out to Kreppen, and it's in! Warwick goes up 1-0. Who else but number 24, Brady Martin, the senior?
Yeah, Kreppen wants that one back 100%. As he was playing really well. He's definitely got some tougher shots so far already, but this one he just tries to make a save, and it goes short, slow shot that he gets with his stick, and he tries to leave it there to cover for himself, but instead of covering with his stick, and he just lets that one go. And the rebound from Martin. Didn't think he was expecting Kreppen to leave that one hanging. He was trying to get, cover that one, but he's a little too slow. Unfortunate for Kreppen. He's having a great game.
Brady Martin's first goal on the season.
Oh, good shot from Narok. He didn't look like that was going to have a great angle. I think caught Bragg a little off guard.
Bragg's able to make the save on it. Rakeen now finds his way to Hollins. And Will, what does Darien need to do now that they're trailing 1-0 in this first period?
Well, they got to forget that happened. That's what they got to do. Darien's been really good this year with that, just responding even down one or two goals. They just keep playing as if it's 0-0, and that's one thing they have to do is not let that goal get to them. No, that was, I hate to say a fluke goal, but honestly, Graham Kreppen, is a lot better than that, and that's just a mistake rather than a good offensive possession. Definitely a good play by Martin, but that Kreppen's better than that, and I think Darien knows that, so they just got to keep that in their mind, and once they get one going, realize that, this has definitely been an even game so far.
This was a Warwick team that had an offensive field day last night against LaSalle, 41 shots on net. They were not able to score any of those, met with Michael Corrigan of the Rams, who pitched a pretty good game in net. So it's a Warwick team that can definitely shoot the ball, shoot the puck, and that time just trickles it past Crepin.
His final minute's going to be huge for Darien. There's a good tip off the shot from Lancaster, but if they can go into the into the first intermission, with a tie game, I'm sure that'll make them feel a lot better.
Knocked out into the neutral zone. Here's Kennedy. Gets this one off to Barlow. He takes the shot. The rebound just wide. That time off the stick of Charlie Clemens.
A little too unselfish there from Barlow, the leading scorer. Now Darien can go the other way with it.
Here's Lancaster. He falls to the ice. 25 seconds left. Grabbed by Shafino. Now Grafton Ely turns it over to Barlow. The shot from Barlow stopped by the glove of Crepin. And Barlow just puts the velocity on that shot.
As you see, Crepin's still seeing the puck really well. Besides that one mistake, that one blunder he had, he's really been playing well. As you see, he just got that glove up almost like a catcher in baseball. But that one goal off that mistake from Crepin is going to be the only goal of this period. Tough for the Blue Wave.
It is indeed. We're through the first 15 minutes at the Darien Ice House. You take another look at it. The Warwick Co-op squad leads Darien 1-0. You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. We're going to step aside when we return the second period between the Wave and Warwick.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. Regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continuing to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Back on the DAF Media Network, waiting the start of the second period. Brady Martin, the one scorer for Warwick Co-op, on an assist from O'Day, and that's where we stand at 1-0. Braden Shank, Will Johnson with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. Second period about to begin between the Wave and Warwick. Bragg and Kreppen take their respective places in their creases. It will be Lancaster and Pickering to get us started in the second period. Teams will switch sides. Warwick still in their road black jerseys with the white numbering, the Town of Warwick crest among the chest, and Darien in their home whites with the blue numbering and the D with the wave on their chest.
It's going to be a call there. So waiting to see what it is. I think it's going to be against Co-op based on the reaction of Asa Beach celebrating, pumping his fist like a 7-year-old.
Andy Hatch will go to the penalty box, a 2-minute minor penalty for Hatch. First time that Andy will be taking a seat in the penalty box, and Darien will now get a 2-minute power play. So for the second straight period, we see a penalty in the first 30 seconds of play.
Yeah, how about that? You know, but this is gonna be a big opportunity for Darien. This is their first time on man advantage where they've been strong this year. There's a chance. Lancaster redirected it just wide.
Lancaster had the look on it, just went to the left of Bragg. Intercepted that time by Kennedy. And he'll get it.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but Asa Beach as well as Grafton Ely, both of those two players, when they're on the power play especially, throwing shots from the high slot around the blue line, normally trying to get a deflection, as we saw there as Lancaster deflected it and it went just wide. Almost caught Bragg off guard, but got very lucky there.
For Darien, they still have 90 seconds left on the power play. A lot of time to set up some good offense. Here's Schwinn. Just past the end of his stick. Now to Whitaker.
Might have been better. Honestly, now they can set something up.
Ely, the slap shot, stopped by Bragg. Rebound by Bronca, stopped by Bragg. Third try off the crossbar. Looking to get the centering pass, grabbed by Lancaster. Now over to Schwinn.
And you know Ely, very upset. Not much of their goal scorer or defender, and he just got two great looks and one off the crossbar. Very close. Here's another chance.
One-timer there, and this one's going to go all the way down the ice to Kreppen. Not what Darien wants, but they do still have 48 seconds left on the power play. Plenty of time for another good chance of offense.
It's a really good shift, too. This came up empty-handed so far on this power play, but wow, did they have a couple good chances as Bragg stood in there and did his job, and then Ely found the iron. Errant pass there from Bobby Whitaker.
Shot there from McNally. There's Darien, 22 seconds left on the power play. Finds his way to the stick of Mariska, the freshman. Jack Mariska now across the blue line. Being met with
so
Pizzolo.
silky.
Mariska finds its way out to Holland. Using the boards to Rakeen, right back to Holland. Holland looking for a deflection.
Beach got his stick on that one.
Hatch comes out of the box. Both teams to even strength now.
Let this one rip.
Rakeen the shot, stopped by Bragg.
Really good save there off the right pad.
Good penalty kill for Warwick Co-op. Chris Davis going to look to spin around just wide of Bragg. Holland now.
Got him backside.
In front of the net, one-on-one Bragg, and it was looking to get it to Mariska to finish.
And Chris Davis there, as it's still kept in, but Chris Davis, had all the time in the world in front as they still kept this in. This has got to be a long shift for that Co-op defense as it's still in. Mariska with the wraparound. Another save off the left pad.
Braxton Bragg has looked untouchable tonight for Warwick. And the icing's called, so the Warwick line will finally get their rest.
Look at this as Holland has it blocked. Chris with a beautiful toe drag. I think Bragg was able to get it. I think Chris just might have missed that. Maybe Bragg got a piece of it, but wow, a lot of really good chances there. And that wraparound from Mariska, too, almost went in, and Bragg stuck out that left pad. Really standing tall there as this one's going to go into the Wave bench. But wow, Bragg really doing everything he can to keep this a 1-0 game.
Go
Go ahead.
Junior goaltender for Warwick has looked untouchable. As I said, now up to 15 saves on the night. Darien had 9 shots in the first, and they're already up to 6 in this second period.
And that's not going to do him justice because of those 15 saves, a lot of them have been really, really tough ones.
On the boards after the face-off. Kicked off by Persinger.
Matt Fish.
Fish. Pickering now, senior captain for Warwick. The Gruskuff.
And that long shift on that previous pitch for Darien, that's going to be huge to see for both sides, how that fatigue's going to set in, as that was a really long kill for Co-op as the power play, and then having to fight off another really strong rush. Just got to reload there and get some new guys, because those other guys are going to be gassed.
And the neutral zone finds its way to Whitaker, a senior captain, looking for Schwind. Schwind now being met at the boards by number 26, Monty. Oh! Mariska gonna try the wraparound. Centering pass to Schwind. Knocked all the way down ice.
Caught me off guard how fast he is with the puck.
Jack Mariska, a sneaky freshman for Darien. And right there, tried to get the wave on the board, couldn't quite do so. Here's Schwind, centering pass, just past the reach of Mariska. Going the other way is Jack Slayer. Sailor loses it.
And although there's been no goals, Darien's definitely won this period so far, as the amount of opportunities they've had come so close to scoring. They just got to get one to go their way. But for Co-op, you got to make some adjustments. Stop, they're being sloppy with the puck, turning it over, as we see there, trying to do too much. And setting up transition opportunities like this for Schwind.
Charlie Schwind spins around with it, slows it down. Darien bringing some new skates on. Kavanaugh gonna gain control.
And I think Schwind's just gassed. Is he probably gonna come off here? Yeah, if he had enough stamina there, I think he could have taken that to the rack, but he had nothing left and just pulled it out. Pause.
Knocked down ice, grabbed by Lancaster, behind the nets. Lancaster finds his way to Beach. Shot there, deflected. Good shot from John Wadley.
Davis's helmet, his Bucky almost came off.
Alan O'Day using the boards to get it over to Barlow. Here's Clemens now.
Good poke check.
Falling to the ground is Elders, but here's Darien on the opportunity. Chris Davis. Over to Beach, the shot, stopped by Bragg. Textbook save by Braxton Bragg.
It's actually a good shot from Mesa there. Got some speed on that one. Not very like him, but.
Right, Beach on the shot there. My apologies. Nice pass from Chris Davis, though.
Really good pass. If that's Natalie Beach, that one's going in. Hate to be, sound like an old record, but.
Natalie Beach, 14 goals for the Darien girls team. They tied Greenwich Academy earlier today, 1-1. That game can be rewatched on the DAF Media Network. Actually was on the call for that game, my second game of the day. And Darien Warwick playing to the 1-0 Warwick lead. Shot there just wide in front of the net. Good stop there from Naraki.
In all seriousness, Ace is a huge part of this team. There's another look in front.
Stopped by the traffic of Shafino. Shafino now looking to clear it out. We met with Darien's 25, Tommy Bronca. Persinger. Over to Shafino, Gerard Shafino. McNally now. Over to Crepin.
Not a lot of offense from Co-op this period so far. Mostly been Darien, as seen here. Rakeen wisely dumps it in. Excuse me. Rakeen's going to come get the dump.
Nice move from Shafino. Now was looking to get it to the neutral zone, and Grosguth.
And as I said, a lot of Darien guys seeming gas. Mac Budd dipping into that fourth line. Samame and Troy along with Lee Crody is good pass. Here's Crody.
Shot there, stopped by Bragg.
You love to see that from Lee Crody, someone who gets only a couple shifts a game normally, if any, and almost got on the board, tied this game up.
Here's Pickering. Big hit there from Lee Crody. That will be an icing called.
Yeah, first one we've seen in a while. Is not a lot of stoppages so far this period. Been a lot of action, as you see there, that look. Troy found Crody, and Crody just didn't get enough under the puck and tried to lift it. Good blocker save from Bragg, who's just looked like a brick wall out there.
Just like that, we remain 1-0 Warwick. Clemens, short little pass being pinned to the boards by Whitaker.
You see just Mariska's waiting to start a break. He's the guy you want if it comes to that. Really good pass there.
There's Pizzulo now out to the neutral zone, and Clemens. Bobby Whitaker. And its way down to Persinger.
Oh, and Mariska.
That's Mariska. He's looking to center Mariska on the safety.
Oh, whoa.
Schwinn had an open lane on it, couldn't quite corral the puck.
Silky Mariska almost just, he laid the body there and then almost put one in the back of the net. Really good chip pass over, and Schwinn wasn't able to handle it.
Tight D being played by Tommy Holland. Behind the net, Crepin's going to watch it. Cleared out to the neutral zone, and Gerard Schifino will need to reset it. Intercepted. Here's Jack Saylor.
Another good move.
Loses it to behind the net. The sophomore from Pilgrim High School. In front of the net again, and Crepin will freeze that one.
Yeah, first big opportunity there for Co-op is a couple of really good moves from Saylor. So we'll see here, Mariska, Silky turning into the body, laying him out. Yeah, Jack Mariska, definitely not the biggest, to put it bluntly.
Face off to Crepin's left in the Warwick offensive zone. There's Aiden Elders grabbing it. Chris Davis looking for the centering pass. Down to Lancaster.
Good job by Chris.
Lancaster, one-timer. Goal is off its post, so the referee stops play.
And I don't know if I saw, but Persinger with a good 1T. Great setup from Elliott. See Chelly behind the net, throws it, and Persinger lets a rocket go. Let's see if this net moving impacted that result of that shot at all. It definitely could have. So really unlucky there for the Wave.
Nonetheless, face off to Bragg's left. That was just high. Bragg had to watch it.
Darien Forchek's been relentless this game.
Kane. It's actually number 12, Mulaney. Mulaney now finds its way. Intercepted by the Wave. Back and forth action in the neutral zone. 4:55 left in this second period. Braden Schenk, Will Johnson with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. DAF, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. All students working tonight's game behind the scenes on the cameras and everything else. A nonprofit organization, DAF Media. George Persinger.
Sticks go flying there. They got numbers if they push this.
There's Chris Davis.
Oh.
Makes one nice move. Eventually, Pusoff stays with it. Scores!
C5.
Chris
Talk to me nice.
Davis scores for the Wave, and we are tied at 1. One of the most beautiful goals I have ever seen from Chris Davis, and we're knotted up at 1.
C5. Toe drag. See you later. Dip under there. Says, what's up, KB10? I'm coming home. What a goal.
The third of the season for Chris Davis. He was being pushed by number 7, Chavino, but did not back down, took the shot, and Davis finished with the goal. A huge momentum shifter for the Wave.
That was an unbelievable goal by Chris Davis, his third of the year. You see, Chris is a really big spark plug for this team, one of those players that just steps up in the big moments. backs against the wall, and he just gets them back in this game. All momentum with the Wave now.
Chris Davis scored on Wednesday against Fairfield Co-op, and he scores again for his second in a row. And just like that, it's 1-1.
Another great forecheck there.
There's Pizzullo. Ely.
Good look from Ely.
Looking for Rakeen. 3:45 left before the break of the second period. Going the other way, there's Warwick.
Good save from Kreppen. Two on one. Kreppen was able to get in front of it. That's the hardest thing to do as a goalie in hockey when there's a 1T on the backside. Is here's Ely skating with it.
Ely's glove stop by Bragg.
Yeah, Bragg making that look routine, but I like the take from Ely. Setting them up, you know, maybe we'll get lucky, that one will go in, and if not, you see they're getting the puck in their offensive zone, and they've been really good with faceoffs today. Big credit to Lancaster, Samame, Tommy Bronca, and Rakeen. A lot of those guys have been winning faceoffs as don't get that one.
This one out, grabbed out by Barlow. Ryan Barlow across the blue line. Tommy Howland grabbing possession. There's Asa Beach using the boards to get it down ice. But a huge goal from Chris Davis. Knotting us up at 1. Some action along the boards.
Samame's just trying to get something to Fish, and here is Fish.
Fisher loses it to Clemens. Clemens now getting it back to Schifino.
Ooh, there's aggressive Fish there.
James Troy, the freshman. Moving it along, down to Samame.
Silky's back on the ice.
Shot there, glove save by Kreppen.
Yeah, definitely. Can't believe this is a 1-1 game. Feels like there's been so much action in front of the cage. As in walks to the booth, Arthur DeVillers, Darien's leading scorer last year. Getting a good view from the booth on his alma mater now at Canterbury.
DeVillers was one talented player for Darien last year. One of their big losses that head coach MacBud had to fill. You throw in Spangler, Schofield as well. And Darien was a lot of question marks entering play. But here's Schwinn now. One person to beat. Shot. Stopped by the blocker of Bragg.
Not the guy you want if you're co-op to have on a breakaway like that. You can just see there how quick he is. Doesn't get that open that much, and he just ripped it. I think that was padded, maybe blockered away just enough by Bragg. Good rip from Schwinn, though.
Gardner Ely now. This one knocked up in the air into the neutral zone. Hustling forward is Whitaker. It'll be Pizzullo that grabs it. Now down to Saylor. Off one hop. Kreppen watches it back. .90 seconds left in the period. Pizzullo.
Good pass.
Schwinn now is going to try his luck once again. Here's Charlie Schwinn, makes a nice move.
Got a little excited there. I thought Schwinn was about to pull something off, and now on the other end, calmly blockered away.
Schwinn had the look on it. Here's Darien. Schwinn's going to try again. Charlie Schwinn across the blue line. Takes the shot, stopped by Bragg.
Lancaster going for the body, as he does a lot.
Here's Tarrant, who's going to grab it. This is a period that you mentioned, Will, has just been owned by Darien. It's been all wave the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, and you see there, Darien just seems like they've had a really newfound sense of energy.
Shot there and he scores!
That's the announcer jinx, classic Braden.
The announcer jinx, but Warwick scores the goal and goes up 2-1. A big goal by Co-op as you take another look at it. Who's that? Number 9, I believe, for Warwick. Rich Kavanaugh, the sophomore.
And that's all the fault of Braden Schenk up in the booth. Can't even blame the Darien defense for that one. The announcer jinx strikes again. Now Darien having to come from behind now, most likely, unless they can change something in the next 20 seconds.
Rich Kavanaugh scores for Warwick, his 5th goal of the season. And right with time expiring, here's Warwick now. Barlow, one guy to beat.
Rakeen just laid the body, and player for co-op is down.
Shot there, and
Rakeen lays the body again, and now it's getting chippy.
And there's some extracurriculars now along the Darien bench. Both teams making sure everybody stays on the bench. Hit there from Rakeen. There was a Warwick player down, and this is going to be assessed here before we head into the locker room.
Yeah, Kavanaugh's frustrated that Rakeen pretty much sunned him there. Laid the body, and Kavanaugh took a dirty shot there at the end at Rakeen, and Rakeen knocked him down again. You see Grafton Elio's the peacemaker there. Good thing he's talking to Scafino, the senior, making sure everything's all right. But Rakeen, should call Mr. Rakeen now after that absolute sunning there.
So the referees are going to have quite a lot to talk about in their locker room, but first they're going to assess the extracurriculars on it. You take another look at the highlights from this period. 2-1 our score, and both teams will now head to the locker room on it. It was interesting because the Warwick player went down, and then Rakeen kind of came over to him, and after the buzzer, some pushing going on between them.
Yeah, I was watching that because Rakeen was there ready to shoot, and it looked like Kavanaugh was down for a bit after that clean hit from Rakeen. Then Rakeen let one rip, and Kavanaugh didn't like the first hit and retaliated and kind of went at him, and Rakeen pushed him down again. So we'll see if there's going to be any calls going into that third period, but till then, it's going to be even strength for all we know.
2-1 our score. Warwick leads Darien. I guess you could say the announcer's jinx is what costed them in that second period, but there's still 15 minutes left to play. We're going to step aside on the DAF Media Network, and we return third period action between Warwick Co-op and the Darien Blue Wave.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Back on the DAF Media Network, we're now going to take a look at the sequence that went down right before the half. Started all the way with the shot from Darien. Puck trickled around, and this was the initial hit from Rakeen that went all the way down to Rich Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh went down on the ice. He was down for a couple minutes. Play continued through, and
that looks clean to me, that hit initially, and it was. They didn't call it. So here's where it gets chippy. About 2 or 3 seconds left here, and Rakeen just takes the final shot. And as you can't see right now, Rakeen Kavanaugh took a hit at Rakeen, and then Rakeen knocked him down. As you see, Kavanaugh gets up, throws another cross-check at him, and Rakeen's just trying to get out of it. Then they start talking. Kavanaugh and Rakeen, the goaltender, Brad gets in there.
So the outcome out of all of it, Rakeen and Kavanaugh, 2 minutes for roughing. Those are offsetting penalties. And then for Warwick, they pick up an additional 2 penalties. Lucas Hemmett, number 11, and number 3, Charlie Clemens, both picking up the 2-minute minor penalty for cross-checking. So Darien will start this third period on the 5-on-3 advantage, which is huge for Darien, Will.
Yeah, especially going into this third period where they seem to, I feel like each year, they always seem to be a really big scoring third period team, especially when they get to start in a 5-on-3 with all the momentum. And as I said, that first goal was definitely one that could have been avoided. So I feel like they got to think of this as, they got to come out with at least 1 goal here, 100%.
Barlow, Pizzulo, and Kennedy, the 3 faithfuls for Warwick out there. And we are underway on this 5-on-3 in favor of Darien.
They can just space the ice so well. And a little surprised Mariska's not on the ice. Normally really good at handling and really good feeder, but nonetheless, you got a bunch of great shooters and feeders on here.
There's Whitaker now. It's a golden opportunity for the Wave to get something. Ely, shot there, stopped by Bragg. This one out, knocked all the way down ice. Creppin's gonna watch it out.
Yeah, and that's what Ely does, as I said, just throw in one on net. Normally keeps it relatively low so it can get deflected. That one was well read by Bragg.
On its way all the way over to Charlie Schwind.
And Schwind's the one I'd probably want shooting the puck in the end if I was Wave. Just look to get him set up for a one-timer, especially in a 5-on-3. You can't block all the passing lanes. I feel like that's what you got to do. Just lull him to sleep and find Schwind.
Shot there through some traffic off the backboard. Warwick's halfway through this minute that they got, or 2 minutes they got to hold their breath for. Ely now finds his way all the way down to Bronca. Bronca takes it across the blue line. Loses it for a second. Araki tries to recover. 35 left on the power play.
Oh, and unfortunately the official got in the way there.
Barlow now along the side of the net will be frozen by Creppin, and actually not freezing and handing it out to Naraki.
That's smart. You got Silky on one side and Bronca on the other.
Shot there by Bronca through some traffic. 13 on the power play. Here's Mariska spinning around. 6-5 on it now. They got the chance for one last shot. Winding up shooting through some traffic just wide. And two players for Warwick hustling out of the box.
And
that's
Mariska
Clemens and Hemmons.
Yeah, I really don't like that 5-on-4, or excuse me, 5-on-3. I don't like how Darien played it. I think that, you know, they should have been more patient. I think they kind of panicked once they saw the time was winding down. Grafton Ely took 2 shots from the high point, and, you know, in a 5-on-3, you got to find a better shot than that.
Shot there. Knocked around. Again, it's Kavanaugh and Rakeen are still in the box with the 5-minute offsetting roughing penalties. So they're still in there, but both teams back to even strength. 5-on-5 behind the net. Grabbed by Elders.
Good look for Samame.
Warwick now back on the offense, just past the stick. Number 24, Martin.
And Asa Beach always so patient. Doesn't jab or throw a ton of poke checks. He just waits for them and uses his body, just as we saw there. Really good play.
Here's Warwick back on the offense. Knocks it all the way down to Creppin. Using the stick, just punching it out to Persinger. Good pressure being applied by McNally. Oh, tripped up on it.
That's going to be a trip, 100%.
So Mulaney falls to the ice, and a 2-minute penalty for Darien.
Yeah, not the start I think that they wanted. 5-on-3, and really, honestly, didn't get a ton of great looks. And for a 5-on-3, you want to have at least one goal. Obviously, I mean, shoot for even 2, best case scenario. But they only got a couple shots, and now they're down a man, down a goal after just 3 minutes of play.
Not good, and at least on the bright side, Rakeen comes out of the penalty box, so he's eligible, but Warwick will get the 2-minute power play. They went 0 for 5 on the power plays against LaSalle last night. Warwick's looking to change their fortunes as they control a 1-goal lead. It was on Crody.
Oh,
good there. And
great
just off
save by Creppin. Look at that reaction time.
Just off his foot of Creppin. Couple more inches, that would have gone in.
That's an very underrated, unbelievable save from Quinn Creppin. That got deflected as there's another chance, but when you can't see, you got to kick that leg out in instinct. He got the right pad, not even his right pad, the right skate on it, just barely, and that just kept us a one-goal game.
Ryan Barlow's been kind of kept quiet tonight for Warwick. 6 goals entering play, 0 tonight. 2-1. Warwick Co-op leads Darien. And the first ever meeting between these two.
Lancaster on the break.
Lancaster now. One person to beat. Makes the move. Frozen by Bragg.
Really good save there. As Elliott looking for that shorthanded goal. Made a really good move. We got a better look here. And, he had him beat, and I think Bragg just made a really good play. That was a good take from Lancaster. Not much else you can ask for on a breakaway. Just goalie did his job.
Nice job there by Bragg to make the stop. You're watching the DAF Media Network. Braden Shank and Will Johnson with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network, spending your Saturday night with us wherever you may be. One of our loyal Darien viewers, welcome. And if you're brand new from Rhode Island, welcome to DAF Media.
That's a really good play there as Rakeen definitely coming out of the box a little angry, as he should be after a cheap shot a little bit from Kavanaugh and Rakeen. You know, both guys had end up in the box. Normally how it goes, retaliation is really nifty stick handling here.
Shot there, stopped by Kreppen. Gross on the shots. 10 seconds left on the Darien penalty.
I think Silky Mariska's waiting to get on the ice here. You see him leaning over. There's 4 seconds on the penalty, and yeah, there he is.
Jack Mariska out, both teams back to even strength. Intercepted by Schwins. Looking to apply the pressure, turn right back away to Warwick. Good job
play here
by Darien's Whitaker. Again, Whitaker playing aggressive out there.
Schwind's change of direction is just so good. As Persinger with a rip.
That one just deflected through some traffic. And again, this Warwick team is just so good at controlling the lane, putting guys in front of it so that Bragg really is the last resort, and he's just been pretty much unstoppable, as I keep saying. Entered the period with his 18 saves. 19-18, Darien led the shots on goal category entering the period.
And I think the strongest part of Darien's game has been their forecheck, as we see here. Silky keeps it in.
There's Persinger.
Darien's going to get a change. Good block by Elliott. And Ely going to Ely. Brothers not on the same page there.
Intercepted. Yeah, this time now short pass to Lancaster. Here's Elders. To nobody. Schifino. Looking to get it to Borlow, the junior. Keep this
really
moving.
Good pass.
Good centering pass to Daniel Kennedy. And Kreppen will corral that one, freezing it. 8:06 left to play on this Saturday night.
Yeah, Darien definitely known for their late third period goals. As standing next to me is someone you'd look for in this scenario, Arthur DeVillers, making the trek back to watch his alma mater in this game. Normally would be time for him, but who's going to step up for the Wave this year?
Shot there just to the left of Kreppen. Arthur, a All-FCAC honorable mention a season ago. A big loss for head coach Mac Budd in the Wave as Kreppen freezes that one.
Yeah, and this new team, they got a lot of new talent. Mariska, Rakeen, Fisher, could name many more. This, the future of the Darien team looks bright as Kreppen on cue.
Another first-year player, Quinn Kreppen, placing the four-year starter Chris Schofield in net. And it's been him and Haggerty that have been splitting time, going back and forth every other game. Haggerty played Wednesday against Fairfield, which means it was Kreppen's turn in the rotation.
And I mean, they're both very, very viable options. As for shooters here, you would really love for one of the big guys to step up, like Rakeen or Mariska. As maybe one of the veterans like Bronca. He always seems to know where the puck is in front of the net, or maybe Naraki, another new player.
Grabbed out by Daniel Kennedy. Scrum along the boards. Gets it out in front of the net. Tommy Holland. Shot there.
This one's loose.
And Bragg will pounce on it.
And I don't think Rakeen is going to get much better look than that. So we'll take a look here. The puck was loose. Bronca, really smart, good pass. Stick was lifted, and Rakeen, oof, got a great look from just near the crease, and Bragg's done what Bragg has been doing the whole game. Good pass.
That one in front of the net. Bragg comes out. The puck is still loose.
I thought that was going to be the game-tying goal from Charlie Schwind as he keeps it in.
There's Durant now, all the way down to
They got
Schwind.
numbers.
Schwind the shot.
Ooh.
That one in. Bragg loses it.
They're just getting opportunities. Bragg has just been, always just been there. When you think they're going to tie it up, he's just kept this co-op team in the game. As rare whiff from Mariska there. He'll get it back. Silky goes down. Ref's arm is up.
And there's going to be the penalty called.
Yeah, he's one to be known to draw penalties and set up this wave against Prep. He was able to get a goal on a power play. Mariska was, and he was the one who out-tripped. Is so small but so smooth with the puck and slippery. Sometimes you got to take him down. You don't want him to set something up, but in comes the wave power play, and Schwind's got a couple really good looks this game too, more than he normally does. Is such a good shooter. Teams normally are able to get on his hands, but as I was saying, not as much of a scouting report for these two teams who have never played each other. He's definitely in the realm of tying this game if he can get another good look, because they can't give him too many or he'll capitalize easily.
Sean Mullaney, the senior from Tollgate High School, will go to the penalty box with the 2-minute minor penalty. Second time he'll be sitting in the box this season. And Darien, another opportunity on the power play. Ely can't. He'll actually grab it right back on cue. There's Samame.
Backside.
Front of the net frozen by Bragg.
Yeah, as I was saying before, in this scenario, Ely definitely a good job throwing it on net and normally getting a stick on it, but when there's no one in front there, I think you got to trust Schwind on the backside. He's got a really good shot. Or Ely throwing it. When you get a lot of bodies clogged up in that lane, I like that take, but I think you got to find Schwind right now because I think he's got the best shot of the guys on the ice right now.
Face off in the Darien zone, won by the Wave. Quickly turn back over to Pickering and the Warwick co-op squad. Falling to the ice is Lancaster. Minute 15 left on this Darien power play. Schwind. Pass down low. Might have hit the referee, definitely close in his vicinity. Here's Ely.
There he is.
Schwind the shot, stopped by Bragg. Ely trying his luck just wide, just to the right of Bragg. Ely right back over to Schwind. Through some traffic of McNally.
Ely hustles to get it. Grafton Ely one who's always going to hustle. But now they get a full change, and he's got Schwind on the backside, maybe set something up. He'll dump it in, and he'll go for a change. Now you got Rakeen in. Now I feel like that's who you want to find.
Darien is looking for something here. Asa
Or
Beach.
C5 looking for a second.
That one punched away by Bragg. Staying in play to Rakeen. Hollins slowing it down. 4:36 left in regulation. Shot there just wide. Rakeen's going to go over and grab the rebounds. And here's Warwick coming down the other way. Schaffino. Gerard Schaffino, the senior from Tollgate, has just been up and down transition for co-op. Shot there. Bragg watches it back.
That one should go for an icing, and it will. Really good kill there from co-op. As they were definitely getting their sticks. They definitely learned so far who the shooters are, and they were kind of closing them off and making the guys who normally are just the feeders, throw it on net. And they were kind of they know their game now is getting in front. They were getting in front of Grafton Ely, who's known for a really good throw. Shooting it from the high slot, setting something up, and they were able to limit them there as well as Schwind.
Go up, wins the face-off, but here's Darien now. Ely all the way down to Troy. Kennedy. Kreppen coming out of his crease. He'll punch it on over.
Smart play from Persinger.
Taking across the blue line is Troy.
This Crody goes down.
Taking it off behind the net, just past Bragg. He watches it as it goes to Samame.
Persier has played some valuable minutes this game, and he's played really well for the Wave.
Number 9 for the Wave, Aiden Elders. I was about to say Arthur DeVillers, but no longer. Number 9 for the Wave.
And number 9 sitting to my left right here. But Aiden Elders has also represented that number well. He's a really talented player.
All the way over to Davis. Chris Davis grabs it.
Davis is so underrated with the puck in his realm. He's got a ton of tricks up his sleeve as both guys go down there. Tommy Holland, Tim Ford got fooled there.
Warwick, the great centering pass, was looking for the final touch from Mulaney. Mulaney will try again, fall into the ice. Kept in by the captain, Pizzolo. Pizzolo couldn't quite do it there. Now Lancaster.
Oh, C5.
Chris Davis, one-on-one.
Oh!
Shoots and scores. C5 with 2:20 to play. Chris Davis ties us up at 2.
C5.
A pair of goals for Davis.
I have to apologize. I was not familiar with your game. But wow.
And just like that, Darien is not done.
The Davis family as well as the Brown family watching at home, super pumped to see that. Chris, what a move. Both goals for the Wave, stepping up. Arthur to my left, I got to give you credit. He called that, said Chris was going to be the equalizer, and wow, Chris has shown that he is one of the blossoming stars for this Wave team, and it seems like they always know how to make it close and give us a heart attack in the booth in such a close game.
We knew that Davis had the one-on-one with Bragg, went top shelf and beat Bragg for goal number 4 on the season. And the pair of goals for Chris Davis ties us up at 2. But here's Warwick, the shot stopped by the blocker of Kreppen.
And Naraki
using the speed, going all the way down ice. Shafino playing the defense, shoving Naraki into the boards, grabs the puck right back.
And he's someone who's gets a chance there. I was about to say he's someone who you can't leave open because he's a really, really underrated, talented player on this team, and he can make plays happen when you wouldn't expect it.
Barlow now being punched out by Ely. Their co-op's going to need to clear. 1:30 left to play in regulation. Clemens now dumping it off. Looking to get it to Barlow. Intercepted by Persinger.
Who's going to be the hero here? Place your live bets on the next goal scorer because it should be a good one.
Haley's going to knock this one out to Mariska. Minute left in regulation. Ely now. Slap shot, stopped by Bragg. Mariska on the rebound. Darien applying the pressure. Ely knocking it in.
Grafton's just such a valuable facet of this team. Always does his job keeping the puck in as there. I think the ref said that one went into the neutral zone, but let's all catch our breath for a second. Oh, seems like this game has just been going back and forth, and then there's been periods of just not a ton of action, and then periods where you feel like there's going to be 5 goals, and somehow it's only a 2-2 game.
It is indeed, and one thing is for sure, Will, when Mike Boyajian and Mac Budd scheduled this game, I think this is exactly what they were looking for, a tight match game between Rhode Island's best and Connecticut's best, as we will see a timeout taken by Warwick.
And last year against Xavier, the Wave were also in overtime, and they unfortunately lost, in a heartbreaker. But this game, I think Coach Mac Budd's in the huddle right now telling them, honestly, and I'm saying this is if I'm him, I don't want overtime. I think you gotta, I think these guys are gassed. I think that they've just been throwing it all on the line the past 5-10 minutes, and obviously, you're okay with overtime, you're content, but I think that you're not content to just hold the puck here or just try to, play defense. I think with all this momentum after Chris Davis stepping up, I think you want to, try to get one in the back of the net here and not give these guys time to think about this and feel the pressure.
You do indeed. You mentioned Darien is a third-period team. On Wednesday, they took the trip up to Wonderland against Fairfield Co-op. They were outshot by Co-op 44-19, but 2 goals coming down the stretch, forced overtime. Darien was locked down in overtime, and they went and tied Co-op 2-2, which is a pretty good tie for Darien, considering they're down 2-0 with 5 minutes to play.
100%. That's where the phrase quality over quantity comes from. 44-19 in the shot category. Seems like a one-sided game, but that game ended in a tie. So we'll see if C5 right here can do something about that.
30 seconds left to play in regulation. 2-2 our score. Shot there.
Ooh,
just
dangerous.
Knocked loose. Bragg with another good save. Here's Beach. Dumping it off, 20 seconds. Intercepted by Elders. Now to Chris Davis. He has 2 on the night.
No way, he gets 3. Oh, and there's Darien looking for a call. No call.
5 seconds. Borlow's looking for something. He gets knocked down. Great defense by Beach. 2-1. And that will take us to the end of regulation. Knotted up at 2. And Chris Davis stepped up big for the Wave when they needed it most.
That he did. And I'm going on a limb and saying Chris is getting a Hattie. And I think that doesn't look like there's going to be an intermission. I think we're all hoping that it's 9:30 around there on a Saturday night. I think everyone's trying to get out of here soon.
Well, 8 minutes, we'll be back up on the board, and when we return on the DAF Media Network, sudden death overtime between the Darien Blue Wave and the Warwick Co-op squad. We're going to step aside and be right back. Eight minutes on the scoreboard. Warwick and Darien retakes the ice. Sudden death overtime. Teams switch sides. Warwick in their road black jerseys with the white numbering. Darien in their home whites with the blue numbering. Braden Shank, Will Johnson with you. So glad you can join us for this fantastic game between Rhode Island and Connecticut, as Crepin will freeze that one in front of the net. Great out-of-state contest for both of these teams on this Saturday night.
100%. And
this is exactly what they were looking for. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time we're coming up on, and we're here in overtime in the Darien Ice House. Face off to Crepin's left. Shot there on the ground by Hemmons. Again, it is 8 minutes, and there will only be one overtime period. Crepin will put the glove on it and freeze it, but it is golden goal, so one goal is all it takes to send somebody home happy.
And I like what Crepin does there is that puck was dribbling in front. He had a couple teammates there, but after that first goal, just doesn't want to take any risks. These co-op guys are scrappy, always ready to pounce on any mistakes.
Shot there, deflected
Soak
by Schwind. There's Hemmond once again applying the pressure, the senior from Pilgrim. Shot there, glove save by Crepin.
Made that look easy there. Doesn't look like Crepin's nervous at all. And I believe his first overtime game, this might be,
that is correct.
Yeah, his first overtime game, because they had Haggerty playing against Co-op. So he seems like after this first couple shots thrown his way, he's been handling them well. We'll see if that continues, unless...
First time Warwick's playing in overtime this season. Darien, the second game in a row, they're playing in overtime. Same score at Wonderland of Ice, 2-2. Here's Asa Beach, the shot. Blocker saved by Bragg.
Yeah.
Rebound finds its way to the stick of Groscuff. Hustling down with it, Beach knocks it away. Oh, good shot there from the point. Pickering grabbing it behind the net. Jacob Pickering.
Trying to catch Crepin lacking there. Weren't able to. As a quick shot from the high slot. Crepin was definitely ready. And this line, I like Naraki and Rakeen with Bronca. Yeah, Naraki and Rakeen are two very good shooters, and Bronca is definitely a really, really smart player who's, as I said, that he's going to Harvard, so very smart, but also in his IQ on the ice. Really, really good in front of the net. Seems to always be in the right place at the right time.
Just like that, here's Warwick. Bronca just past his reach. Slowing it down is Pizzolo. Pizzolo just turning it away to Darien and Persinger. 2 minutes into this overtime period. Not much offense, and here's Darien now. Naraki onto the wing. Shot there, stopped by Bragg. Good shot from number 25, Bronca. Second try, third try, and Bragg will pounce on it to freeze it with his glove.
Yeah, that's a really good play from Naraki. You see before he turns around, he picks his head up and sees what there is behind him. He looks off the defenders and throws a little no-looker to Tommy Bronca, who initially gets denied, and he throws another one on net. You see Bragg just hugs that right post. And now if Darien wins this, get Mariska and Schwind on two guys that you definitely want. No Chris Davis so far here this overtime, though.
5:50 left in overtime. Here's Warwick with the opportunity. Kavanaugh. Good centering pass just wide of the net. Darien breathes the sigh of relief. They're not out of it yet. Centering pass.
Another soak from Schwind. Gets in front of it.
Hemmen now being pinned to the board by Mariska. Dumped off Kreppen.
And those are the scariest ones, as you see again, almost makes another crucial error. But Kreppen's been playing a really good game, as has Bragg. Both goalies. This could easily be a 5-5 game or 4-4 game, but both goalies have really just stopped goals that we thought would go in.
Shot there just to the left of Kreppen. Keeping it in is Schifino, couldn't quite do so. Now back to Hemmens. Beach is going to track it down. 2-2 our score. Darien and Warwick co-op on the DAF Media Network. Schifino now.
Uh-oh. Everyone's trembling in their boots now as number 5 hops onto the ice. Both goals for Darien. He's deep in his bag.
Beach behind the net being met with Grossguth and frozen by Kreppen.
Darien has definitely not done a lot this overtime period. Credit to co-op. Really, really strong overtime period so far. Getting Kreppen, just making him a little uncomfortable, as he's not sitting pretty, unlike Bragg, who's faced one or two tough ones, including that one from Bronca, but the majority of the possession's been on the other end of the ice from us.
Darien once again on the defense. Looking to get it to the neutral zone. They do so. There's Elders. Bragg watches it. Elders grabs it. Falling down to the ice. Grossguth clears it to the neutral zone.
Should go for an ice.
Icing will be given to Kreppen. 3:58 left to play in overtime, officially halfway through the overtime period. And a stalemate between Darien and Warwick. Warwick just had to go the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and they would walk out of Darien with a win. But Chris Davis had other thoughts on his mind, and he scored the goal for Darien, knotting him up at 2.
Bronca, that's probably their best forechecker along with Whitaker. You see how scrappy he is, how physical he is. Broken collarbone twice last year, and he's still not afraid to throw his body.
There's Persinger. Knocked down.
Good chance.
Up in the air, falling to the ground is Clemens. He can't get there. On the side of the net, Bragg. He's trying to get it. Kaderi pushing through.
Wow, and Bronco was just doing everything he could. You know how badly he wanted that one, as I was just telling you, Braden, how scrappy he is in front of the net. Again, right place, right time. Seems like the majority of his goals come from really close, as he's just really, really physical, as we saw there. And Bragg just put his body in front of that 5'11", 175.
That's just an example of both teams wanting to win. Bragg hugging that post with everything he had just to stop the play, and he did. 3:23 left to play. Darien back on the offense. Rakeen, the shot, stopped by Bragg.
And I know Rakeen has a rip. So you've got to hold your breath whenever he shoots if you're co-op. That maybe possibly could have chipped that to Naraki or had two guys in front of the net. But the way Bragg's been playing, you know, I like that shot. Trying to catch him lacking there off guard. He was not really looking, more focused on the middle.
Face off to Bragg's right, won by co-op. There's Hemmons. Now to Clemens, looking to clear it out. He does to the neutral zone. Beach fighting for it. Grabbing it off to Chris Davis. Here's Davis across the blue line. Lancaster retreats it. Kept in by Beach. Turned away to Clemens. Warwick co-op looking to get something. Kavanaugh.
I think we can all just agree that no one wants a tie. I always say that whenever we have overtime. So someone's hopefully going to score just for the viewers at home.
Shot there frozen by Crepin. Again, Darien has not beaten an out-of-state team as far as records date back to 2004. Bishop Hendricken, LaSalle, Warwick, Don Bosco of New Jersey, a couple others that have come and taken on Darien, and they've all left with a win. I think one of them might have came out with a tie, but Darien has just not had the success against these out-of-state teams. The shot there finds its way to Crepin.
Yeah, and he was not really looking. Definitely caught him off guard as Crepin was focused on everything around him, and the puck off the draw just immediately fired at him, and as he has been doing all day, he was able to handle it. But this is dangerous for co-op.
Punch back out, kept in by Darien. Good job by Ely, leaving it all out there. 2:23 to play. Kennedy. Short pass over to Schifino. That's Chris Schifino, the sophomore from Tollgate. Oh, Darien now, Schwinn.
Silky on the backside.
Shot was looking for Mariska to finish it. Couldn't get the finishing touch on it. Clears out to the neutral zone. Here's Warwick going the other way. Kennedy shoots it. Stopped, or just high rather, off the back of the board.
I was ready to pack it up and go. As here's another chance. Can't even hold your breath.
3-on-2 in favor of Warwick. Schwinn makes a nice move. Dumps it off to Whitaker. Minute 45 left.
When you got Schwinn and Mariska in a 2-on-1, very happy to get out of it if your co-op is on cue. There's Mariska firing it to Whitaker.
Whitaker. Pass down here. Here's Darien, the shot. Stopped by Bragg. Deflection to his left. Hustling down is Naraki, the senior.
Such an underrated player. Such a good shot and skilled puck handler is Rakeen. If you're Darien, you got to like this line that's on right now.
Darien fighting for it, knocking Hemmon to the ground. Bronca just out. Here's Holland now.
Rakeen in front.
Bronca looking to center the pass. Grabbed instead by Hemmond. Lucas Hemmond, the senior. Under a minute left to play. And this 2-2 tie.
Don't even say tie. We need something.
Here's Rakeen. Long distance stop by Braxton Bragg.
Smart shot as C5 comes on menacingly like LeBron in Game 7 of the finals.
Here's Asa Beach. Down to Bronca. Warwick looking for something. Good pass there to Clemens. Big hit. Offsides called against the co-op of Warwick. .7 left to play. In this early season contest.
Can we ban ties in high school hockey? Like, please. Can we ban ties? Hoping I just jinxed it so someone scores.
Aiden Elders now across the blue line.
Under 10 seconds. This is their last rush. Elliott being smart with it and
turned over to Warwick. With 2 seconds left, hit against the boards, and that will do it. From the Darien Ice House, 2-2, our final in a tie. Both teams left it all out on the ice, but neither team's going to come away with the win. And you mentioned, well, not a fan of the tie, but for these teams, great competition out of state. Warwick coming out from Rhode Island. They'll take the 2-hour bus ride back tonight in Darien. They'll pick up their second tie on the season.
Just a mid-ending to a great game, but, nothing else you can do about it.
Oh, I almost took the mixer with you there. Well,
yeah, my fault.
Both of these teams heading into some big games coming up. Darien, Wednesday they go to New Canaan, or they actually host New Canaan in a game that the Rams will come in looking to get something done. And as for Warwick, they will play their next game next Friday against East Greenwich at the Avengers. What a mascot that is for East Greenwich. 2-2 our final from the Darien Ice House. Chris Davis for Darien tied it up for the Wave, but overtime just didn't produce any goals. 2-2 Darien, they fall to 4-0-2 on the season. Their second tie in a row, both by the score of 2-2. They will stay 0-0 in the FCAC. Then as for Warwick, 4-3-1 for the season. Great first meeting between Warwick and Darien. Hopefully this is something that head coach Boyajian and Mac Budd can get back on the schedule for years to come. A great day of hockey on this Saturday night. That's going to do it from us here at DAF Media. I'm going to give one final shout out to our production crew, Leon Chen, Owen Gluck, Henry Imbrogno, Liam Tomaszewski, and Jason Bellingham, our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew. For all of them, Will Johnson joined alongside me saying so long from the Darien Ice House. I've been Braden Shank, and this has been a production of DAF Media, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Have a great night.